I was like, what in the world have you done, Shakira? What's going on, everyone? This is Shakira Laquest back with another video. Today I'm going to be telling you all about my breast augmentation that I got in Miami with CG Cosmetics. If you would like to know the details, keep on watching.
Every second, every minute, man, I swear that she can get it. Saying you a bad bitch, put your hands up high, hands up high, hands up high, till I feel the lights down right now.
Alright, full disclaimer before I get in, because a lot of people like to argue with people getting surgeries and this, that, and the third. Listen, this is my body. I'm grown. I'm 31 years old. I got 2 kids that already are well above the age that I'm not having anymore. I've always wanted boobs and I got them. So if you want to body shame, look, it's gonna be ignored regardless. So do what you do with it. But let's get back to the video. I'm reading off my notebook of all the things that I have done. So where did I get it done? I got my breast augmentation done at CG Cosmetics in Miami, Florida. With my procedure, I got the silicone implants. I got 495 cc on my left breast, and then I got 525 on my right. Got my incisions done underneath the breasts. I didn't want them to go through my areola, my nipples, because I didn't want to lose sensation, so I had them go underneath my breast to do the incisions to insert the silicone implant. I went from a 34B to a 36D. Big change. So it's been a year now that I've got my breast augmentation and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Let me just give you a backstory of the process of all what had to happen to get this. So like I said, it happened back in July. My procedure was on that Tuesday for July 19th and flew into Miami that Sunday, which was July 16th. And I wanted to have an extra day in Miami just to see Miami and actually just enjoy what's out there before my procedure. Pre-op was on that Monday, and then after pre-op was my procedure that was going to be done on that Tuesday. So I had to make sure that I was in location at enough time to be able to go to these procedures. Some of the things that are needed when you're doing this procedure is you're going to have to get lab work done. And I would definitely go through your lab work, like get it done and actually in your hand before you go there. So they're going to do blood work, and they're also going to do a pregnancy test and a mammogram if you're over the age and need a mammogram, or if any other reasons you would need a mammogram prior to that as well. So they do it at the facility as well, but it will prolong your time being in pre-op, and you don't want to stay there longer than you need to, because you're going to have to either fax it to them or email it to them. But I remember when I was emailing it to them, they didn't receive it, so I made sure that I brought it in hand to them, so when I actually got there that I was like, here's my lab work, and if I needed them to fax it, I had them fax it as well. So I knew, like, when I went to pre-op, the fax machine was boom, there's my lab work. There were a few vitamins that I had to take prior to getting this procedure done, and the vitamins were Folic Acid, iron pills, and the Floradix iron. I'll link all of these items so you can get all those vitamins before you have your procedure. You're going to need a breast band. So you need a breast band that's going to compress your breasts after the procedure. They do provide them at CG Cosmetics, or you can order them from Amazon or wherever you like to order your products. You also are going to need a bra that either straps in the front or clamps in the front, velcros to the front. You need a bra that's going to be able to take on and off that is in the front, because you're not going to be able to lift your arms and put a sports bra on like you usually would with you not having a procedure done. So you definitely are going to want something that clamps in the front. They do have them at CG Cosmetics as well. They're like $40, I believe, for the bras, and they know what bra size to get, because it's not going to be, because you want it to be compressed. So I believe for me, I got a size, I think they gave me a size small. They gave me a small bra so that it was compressed. And mind you, I went from a 34B to 36WD. So they gave me a small. I don't know how the numbering of it is, but they know what you're going to be in comparison to 1-4. So, but like I said, I bought medium ones, but they gave me a small. They gave me a small. What I used to moisturize was I used Shea Butter. I already had stretch marks on my breasts just from having kids, so stretch marks weren't really something that I was too worried about, but I did want to keep my skin moisturized while it was stretching. So pre-op, basically we went there, like I said, the day before your procedure, and you give them your name, your ID, and then you just sit down, you wait for them to call you back. Make sure when you're in pre-op that you have your labs in hand as well. Make sure you have your labs. I went during COVID, so I'm sure it's a little bit different now. They did make us pay for a COVID test. It was like $20. If you're dealing with CJ Cosmetics, you need cash. So I would take out, like, depending on if you plan on buying some of their bras and things like of some of their items, I would take out like $200, because it was $20 for the COVID test, and then to purchase the band and the surgical bra. Yes, I recommend that you take out $200 in cash. They do have an ATM machine in their office, but I would just come prepared. They're going to call you back, and when they call you back, you're going to pay for your procedure. Like I said, you can pay it in full, or if they have installments. So you're paying for your procedure. That you are going to, for me, I had to do a COVID test, and I had to give them my labs. They had to go over my labs and make sure that everything was good. And then once I got done with that and I was good to go, they told me what time to be there for the next day for my procedure. So for me, my procedure was at 8 o'clock in the morning. On surgery day, I showed up 30 minutes earlier, because there's a different entrance that you have to go to for the surgery side. It's the same building but a different entrance. So I showed up like 30 minutes prior. I think I was like one of the first ones there, and they got my name. Make sure you are there with somebody. Like, the person has to be there with you on surgery day. Like that extra person has to be there with you, or you're not getting your procedure done. So whenever it was time for me to get ready, they called me back into one of the rooms, and it was time for you to meet the doctor. Like, one of the nurses, they came and put IVs in me, prepped me for the surgery. So after that, the anesthesiologist comes in and they're asking you questions. You're just answering those questions. And then after that, Dr. Fryman, or whoever your surgeon is going to be, they came in and he introduced himself, and I showed him the pictures of how I wanted them to look. He said okay, and then at that point he's going to ask to see you, and what he's going to do is he's going to grab his marker, he's going to mark up the incisions where he's going to be incisioning in, and then after that he left. He was really sweet. For the time period that I did meet him, I had 3 different pictures that I showed him of how I wanted my breast to look, and he just confirmed it, and he said okay, we'll get this done for you. So after that, he left the room, and then I was just sitting in the room by myself, just waiting for to be called back. So whenever he was ready and it was time for me to get prepped, the only thing I remember is I went into the prep room, and I'm not gonna front, it looked kind of scary, like one of those like asylum old-timey nursing movies or something like that. I'm probably describing it wrong, but that's how it looked to me. So I remember just seeing a big old light above everything, and then a chair, and then I had to put my arms like this. So I was laying down like this. And I remember the anesthesiologist, they put the thing over my nose, and they told me to take 3 deep breaths. I breathed in one time and I felt a little burn. I was like, and then I was asleep. But yeah, I was asleep after that. So after that, that's when I actually woke up. And it was a really quick procedure just because the anesthesia knocked me out. So my procedure was, I want to say they started me, because there was a lot of girls. So I want to say they started me at 9 in the morning, and then I was done by like 1:23. So yeah, I felt like that was a pretty quick procedure. Well, then again, I was asleep, so I don't know if it was quick or long, but to me it was quick because I just slept, woke up, I was done with brand new breasts. So yeah. My doctor that I had at CG Cosmetics was Dr. Fryman. I looked at his work and did a lot of research of how I wanted my boobs to look and in comparison to his work. So I made sure that he was capable of providing what I wanted. So when it came to Dr. Fryman, he's not a person that you can say you want 500 cc's of breasts. What he likes for you to do is to show him a picture of how you want your breast to look, and he's going to match it with your body shape. So he's not going to just go over and about to just do something crazy big if it's not going to fit your body. I showed him pictures of what I wanted my breast to look like, and he executed it to a T. The price I paid for my procedure was $4,000, and I paid it in full, but they do have the option for you to pay it in installments if you can't afford the full price of it. Right after the procedure, all I remember is getting in the car or the Uber with my husband, and I remember that my back was killing me. Like, my back was killing me. I was like, what in the world have you done, Shakira? Like, my back was just hurting. And my throat was really sore as well from the anesthesia. You need somebody there with you because they are going to be giving your prescriptions for your medications to that person, and that person's going to go ahead and go get those filled so that whenever you leave your procedure, you will have your medications available for you to take. It was uncomfortable. I'm not gonna sit here and say I didn't feel nothing. It was uncomfortable. But the moment I took my pills, I felt better. Like, I didn't really feel the pain when the pills were kicking in. So that was a good thing. The only thing too with those pills too is constipation. Like, make sure you have medications to, like, stool softeners, because those, like, Percocets and Oxys, they will cause you to be constipated, and it's nothing worse than you already having a procedure done and now you can't use the bathroom. So definitely get you some stool softeners because you won't need them. So right after your procedure, you have an appointment with CG Cosmetics again the next day. So they're just going to check how your incisions look, and then they're also going to make sure that you are massaging them correctly as well. So they are showing you how to massage your breast so that no complications will happen. We finished that appointment. You can stay longer. They would actually recommend you to stay longer, but we didn't stay any longer. We just flew right back to our hometown, and like I said, so I had to get my kids, so I wasn't gonna stay the full week there. That was unnecessary. That the incisions, the way they stitch up your skin, is dissolvable, but there are you do need to go get checked to get the sides of the knots on the sides of your breast clipped off. So you need to schedule that with your primary care provider, like your doctor, whoever you go to see. for that. So I did that. I didn't have CG Cosmetics do that, although I'm pretty sure they would have done that if I stayed longer. But since I didn't stay longer, I had to do that with my doctor to get them to just snip those off, those sides off, so that it can just heal the way it's supposed to heal. So one after effect that I had with my breast augmentation was I couldn't feel like under here. I could not feel here. Like I could not feel there at all for months. Like it was like touching like a dummy skin, That's how it felt. Like you don't feel it, because however they just, you know, they went in and cleaned out, made a pocket and stuck in something. Like I had no feeling in that for a long time. It didn't really worry me that I didn't feel down there. I understood that I had a procedure done that went in and, you know, made a pocket in there. So I was aware that it would come back, and it did. So now that I'm already a year and some months in, that feeling is back. To be just putting in some clips of the progression of how my breasts dropped and softened now. Like now they look natural. They're perky. I completely love them. Like I do not regret this procedure at all. This was one of the best things I've done for myself. It's boosted my confidence. I love the way I look in certain shirts. I love the way I look in certain dresses. And for real, this has given me what I needed. I'll think about making a part 2 of this if you have any questions that you want me to answer. So I'll create a part 2, just answering all those questions for you in case you're kind of nervous or you need some more detailed explanation of something. I am here for you. I hope you enjoyed all this information, and don't forget to like and subscribe and comment those questions below, and I will get to them for you. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye. I got silicone. Yes.